The birthplace of American liberty, Lexington, is the site of the famous shot heard round the world. It's a rich history the town has proudly preserved. But among the town's many monuments, there wasn't one dedicated to a named woman. Until now.
For so long, the narrative has been about individual male people, not about the collective efforts of a community. And it's left women out, it's left out people of color. This monument brings more of those accurate facts to the table.
Something is being done is a bronze tribute to 20 women, starting in the 1700s to the present. Leaders who once lived and others representing future trailblazers. Its title is a response to a bygone call for action.
In this historic photo at Schlesinger Library of women was a sign that had Lexington on it. And when you zoom way in, it has the words, "Something must be done."
Jessie Steigerwald is the president of Lex See Her, a nonprofit organization established in 2020 to make women more visible and which initiated the call for this monument.
I proposed this shape, which is the gateway. It also lands very lightly on Lexington. From one angle, you don't see it because it's 4 inches thick, which I think is very funny.
Artist Meredith Bergman designed a sculpture that spanned centuries and expanded its focus beyond a single subject.
Matching the women to each other back to back. It's a beautiful metaphor for history coming through the monument to the other side.
Stretching 16 feet across and 10 feet high, every flora, fauna, and figure immortalized here has a story to tell.
Margaret Tulip was enslaved here in Lexington in the 1700s, and then supposed to be freed and then wrongly re-enslaved, and she sued and won her freedom.
Local residents posed for women for whom no image existed, and Lex See Her managed to find a model with a very special connection to Margaret Tulip.
I modeled the shape of the hand and the lifelines of Margaret Tulip's descendant into this hand. So when you reach out to hold the hands, you are actually touching this lineage.
On the other side is the open hand of Caroline Wellington, a granddaughter of the Revolution, abolitionist and suffragist who's holding the "Something Must Be Done" sign.
When you see this monument, it says it can be done. Something can be done, and you could do it in your community.
An opportunity to celebrate unsung women and their contributions and perhaps inspire more testaments like this one.
I wanted to create a sculpture where anyone could stand and feel that they were part of history and that they might someday deserve a statue.
I'm really excited about all the wonderful women that we have working here. I was really fortunate coming up in this industry to be in environments that had a really incredible, supportive female leader.
Cassie Piuma runs her Somerville restaurant in a similar style to the kitchen she came up in, under the tutelage of Chef Anna Sortun at Oleana.
When I opened a restaurant, it was really important to me that I created a similar atmosphere where women felt like they could be comfortable and flourish in this environment.
Sarma is just that, a celebration of food, flavor, and fellowship.
We really have, as a team, become something so much more special than when we first opened, and I'm really proud of what we've created together.
That collaboration includes a delectable medley of Mediterranean small plates, a nod to Cassie's Greek heritage.
I live, breathe, eat food.
The dishes here blend fares from all over the globe: Brussels sprout bravas and harissa barbecue duck. The avocado mahumara is the brainchild of chef de cuisine Liz Barwick, who started as a line cook when Sarma opened in 2013.
Fried shallots, fried garlic, crispy pistachios, and a little extra virgin olive oil to finish it.
Tess Cunningham is Sarma's head baker, pastry chef, and frozen yogurt aficionado. A team that together has cooked up a winning culinary experience for staff and guests alike.
The literal translation of sarma is to wrap or to roll, but also to embrace or to hug. And so sarma is just to kind of wrap you up in happiness and love and community and all the things that we are trying to offer here.
And back to that Something Is Being Done monument, Meredith first sculpted it out of clay.
Out of clay, and they used something called a lost wax process after that to make the molds. The bronze is then cast at a metalworks in Amesbury, and there were 105 pieces that had to be fused together. It's beautiful. They did a wonderful job.
Very impressive. Coming up, a milestone for Rosie's Place.